Welcome to Echoes of the Lost audiobook, where forgotten stories come to life. Dive into worlds of mystery, survival, and the unknown. If you enjoy our stories, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with our latest audiobooks. Chapter 13, Journey North. Ryder sat in the old shop, the generator's green light flickering across his face, eyes locked on the Seraphim device's small screen. The blurry map displayed, a grid of curving lines and alien symbols, dominated his thoughts. A blinking dot north, hundreds of kilometers across the red desert, beckoned with perilous promise. The generator's steady whine filled the air, mingling with the sharp scent of burning black sap, a makeshift but vital power source. Lena sat beside, hands gripping a steel rod she'd scavenged from the floor, gaze sweeping the locked steel door as if it might burst open any moment. He opened his notebook, jotting swiftly, Seraphim map, North Point, 300 km, base or trap. Need fuel, weapons for trip. He paused, studying the map, the dot held steady, but surrounding lines shifted slowly, like a live navigation system updating. This isn't just coordinates, he murmured. It's alive, maybe tracking something, or us. Lena turned, her tired eyes sharp. You sure it's worth going? She asked, voice low. North's far, through desert, hound territory, and who knows what Seraphim left. No spears, not enough water, what do you think gets us there? Ryder met her gaze, sensing the doubt, not rejection, but the cold realism of a survivor. I'm not sure, he admitted. But if it's a Seraphim base, I could find answers, about MH370, the time I lost. If I don't go, I'm just existing, not living. He pointed at the map. See? It's guiding us. I need you, I can't do it alone. Lena stayed silent a moment, then nodded faintly. Fine. But we need gear, water, weapons, black sap. Without them, we die halfway. She stood, checking their bag, half a water bottle, some metal scraps from the ruin, a vial of homemade antiseptic. We scour this ruin again, before hounds or muties return. Ryder nodded, stowing the device. Agreed. Water, tools, weapons if we're lucky. Then we move. He grabbed his iron bar, standing. Now, while there's light. They opened the steel door, stepping into the southern ruin. The sun tilted west, casting a dim red glow through the wrecked buildings, stretching shadows over sand. They ventured deeper, past the plaza where dredgers struck, into a new zone, low houses, maybe once residential. Lena led, steel rod raised, eyes scanning. Stay quiet, she whispered. Metal smell, could be loot, or a trap. They entered a small house, door shattered, interior thick with dust and rotted clutter. Ryder rummaged a corner, finding a rusted metal can, opening it, murky but usable water. Water, he said, holding it up. Lena searched a broken cabinet, pulling out a long wooden shaft with a rusted blade, a crude homemade spear. Weapon, she said, handing it over. Better than your bar. Ryder took the spear, testing it, heavy, but solid. Thanks, he said, dropping the bar. They kept searching, finding a cloth sack with black sap chunks and an old ammo box, no gun, but useful later. Enough to start, Lena said, packing it. But we need a ride, or something faster than feet. Before Ryder could reply, a low rumble sounded, not distant, but close, joined by tires grinding sand. Hounds, Lena whispered, yanking him behind a wall. They peered through a gap, a small scrap rig, tinier than before, rolled slowly through the ruin. Aboard, 3 hounds, 1 with a gun, 2 with spears, and something odd, a chained mutie, like a smaller dredger, snarling beside them. "They've tamed it," Ryder muttered, pulse racing. "Using it to hunt, or guard." He scribbled, "Hounds plus mutie, alliance. Danger up." Lena nodded, eyes narrowing. "Worse than I thought. If that thing smells us, the rig's on us fast." She pointed at the rig, stopped 100 meters off, hounds checking rubble. "We take that ride, it's small, I can drive. You distract." Ryder looked at her, worried. "You sure? If it goes wrong?" "No choice," she cut in, voice cold. "I can do it. You throw something, pull them off. I jump the rig." She handed him a sap chunk. "Burn this, smoke'll cover." Ryder nodded, taking the lighter. He darted to a corner of the ruin, sparking the sap, flames flared, thick black smoke rising. He hurled it, the chunk landing near the rig, smoke swirling. "Someone's there," the gunman yelled, leaping off, leading the mutie toward the haze. The others followed, leaving the rig open. Lena bolted, swift as a shadow, leaping aboard. She started it, engine roaring, tires spinning. "Get in," she shouted. Ryder ran, jumping into the passenger seat, heart pounding as the rig lurched through sand. Gunfire cracked, bullets whizzing, but smoke shielded them. The mutie roared, charging, but the rig outpaced it, leaving it in dust. They drove south, then arced north, far from the ruin. Lena slowed, stopping behind a large dune. "Got the ride," she said, panting. "Faster than feet, but low fuel." Ryder checked, the tank held a quarter, good for tens of kilometers. "Enough to start," he said, eyeing the map on the device. "North, we follow it." He smiled faintly. "You're good." Lena smirked. "You're not bad. Rest, I'll drive." They sat in the rig, desert wind whistling through gaps, a new journey beginning, with hope and peril intertwined. Chapter 14-15, Sandstorm and Secrets. Ryder sat in the small scrap rig, hands gripping his makeshift spear, eyes fixed on the crimson desert stretching ahead. The engine growled unevenly, blending with the wind whistling through rusted gaps, forming an uneasy symphony. Lena drove, her bare hands tight on the wheel, sharp gaze scanning the horizon, a faint line where sand met gray sky. The fuel gauge hovered at an eighth, enough for a few dozen kilometers, but the northward trek per the Seraphim map loomed far, hundreds of kilometers through deadlands, where hounds, muties, and past mysteries awaited. He pulled the Seraphim device from his bag, setting it on his lap. Its red light glowed steady, the small screen showing a map with a blinking northern dot, a clear yet perilous target. He opened his notebook, scribbling, "North Journey, Day 1. Rig running, fuel low. Map updating, curves shifting." He paused, eyeing the lines around the dot. They moved slowly, like a living navigation system. "It's not static," he murmured. "Might be adjusting to us, or something else." Lena glanced over, curiosity flickering in her eyes. "Think it's luring us into a trap?" she asked, voice rough from dry wind. "If the Seraphim know we've got it, they'll be waiting." Ryder nodded slightly, not looking away from the screen. "Maybe. But if it's a trap, why not hit us yesterday, with that bot? I think it's big, a base, or data cache. I have to know." He met her gaze, voice low. "You okay? This rig's shaking bad, how long can you drive?" Lena smirked, steadying the wheel as the rig jolted over a dune. "Used to it. But you're right, it's dying. Fuel's low, I need a break, or a replacement. She tapped the gauge. 20 clicks more, if we're lucky. Ryder nodded, peering out at the desert. Twisted trees dotted the path, their glossy black leaves glinting under a pale sun, potential black sap sources, but stopping risked trouble. "We need sap," he said. "But it's not safe, hounds or muties could be close." Before Lena could reply, the sky darkened, not gradually, but fast, like a curtain dropping. Wind surged, carrying fine nuclear dust, shrieking through the rig's gaps. "Black season storm," Lena growled, voice taut. "Off schedule, it's early." She floored it, the rig lurching faster, but sand swirled thick, blinding them. Ryder clutched the device, peering through cracked glass. "Find cover," he yelled over the wind. "Rig won't hold." He scanned around, spotting a faint shape in the storm, a low ruined building, walls intact, a few hundred meters off. "There," he pointed. Lena nodded, wrenching the wheel. The rig swerved, tires grinding sand, barreling toward it. Dust poured through gaps, choking him, stinging his eyes. They crashed against the wall, halting with a metal screech. "Out!" Lena barked, leaping from her seat, dragging him along. They dove into the building, ducking behind a remnant wall as the storm howled outside like it meant to tear everything apart. Inside, the air reeked of damp earth and rust, but the dust couldn't reach. Ryder panted, checking the device, intact, red light steady. "We're alive," he said, looking at Lena. She leaned against the wall, sweat mixing with dust on her face, gripping her steel rod. "This storm's wrong," she said, voice low. "Black season should have ended last week. If it's back, the desert's shifting, or the seraphim are doing something." She eyed him. "What's your take?" Ryder thought fast, recalling the scout bot and burning pit. "Could be," he replied. "If they control weather, or mess with the ground, storms might be fallout." He wrote, "Sudden black season storm, day 1 north. Seraphim interference?" He glanced at her. "We're stuck, till it passes. I'll use the time, check the map." Lena nodded, sitting beside him. "Good. But don't let the rig die, we need it when this clears." She checked their bag, water low, sap enough for a few generator hours. "I'll watch, you tinker." Ryder ran a long cable from the rig's generator, starting it. It whined, running weak but enough. The screen sharpened, the map detailing. The northern dot now bore a new symbol, a circle with 3 inner dots. "This is new," he whispered, sketching it. "Maybe a verification code, or warning." The storm raged outside, but in the building's gloom, he focused on the symbols. He spotted a pattern, the circle dots recurred near large curves. "These are waypoints," he muttered. "Like stations, or boundaries." He looked at Lena. "If I'm right, we'll hit something before the main point." Lena frowned. "What?" "No clue," he said. "But the seraphim won't leave it empty, bots, muties, or traps." He stopped as a strange sound cut through the wind, not a shriek, but a deep growl, closer than he liked. "Muties," Lena whispered, standing, rod raised. "Storm doesn't stop them, they hunt in it." She signaled silence, listening. Claws scraped earth from the building's far corner. Ryder hugged the device, rising, spear ready. "Dredgers?" he asked, pulse racing. "Not sure," Lena replied, voice tight. "But big, and not alone." A shape loomed in the dark, tall, lean, gray skin gleaming, maw full of jagged teeth. Behind, 2 smaller ones, red eyes glowing through storm dust. Run or fight? Ryder asked, stepping back. Can't run, Lena hissed. Storm traps us, fight. She charged, slamming the rod into the big one's head. It roared, recoiling, but the smaller pair leapt. Ryder thrust his spear, piercing one's chest. Black blood oozed, but the other bit his leg, toppling him. Lena yelled, smashing her rod into the biter. It released, howling, then lunged at her. Ryder scrambled up, stabbing the spear into its back. It collapsed. The big one roared, charging, but Lena dodged, striking its neck. Bones cracked, it fell. They stood, gasping, black blood pooling on sand. You okay? Lena asked, checking his leg. Deep bite, bleeding, but not broken. Fine, Ryder gritted, pouring antiseptic on it. Stinging but necessary. Thanks, you saved me. Lena sat, wiping blood from her hands. You saved me too. Rest now, Storm's got a while. They leaned together, eyeing the device. The map still glowed, the northern dot blinking like a dare. The journey had just begun, each step a test of survival. Chapter 16, Tracks in the Dust. Ryder sat against the cold concrete wall in the ruined building, legs aching stretched out on the sand-strewn floor, his makeshift spear resting by his right hand. The bite on his left leg was bandaged with a rag from his bag, soaked in homemade antiseptic, but a dull throb made him grit his teeth with each shift. Lena sat across, her bare hands clutching a scratched steel rod, sharp eyes scanning the wall's gap, where the black seasoned storm still howled outside, though weaker after hours of havoc. Wind shrieked, mingling with sand pinging the metal of their scrap rig parked against the wall, an unrelenting unease. He pulled the Seraphim device from his bag, setting it on his lap. Its red light glowed steady, the small screen showing the map with the northern dot blinking, firm as a lighthouse in a sand sea. He opened his notebook, scribbling, Day 2 North, post-storm. Rig alive, fuel critical. Map, circle plus 3 dots, waypoint. He paused, eyeing the circle with 3 dots symbol. It appeared more like a warning or lure. It's a station, he murmured. But for what? Seraphim don't leave them empty. Lena turned, her tired gaze wary. Still on that thing? She asked, voice rough with dust. We nearly died to muties. I just want the rig moving to get out. She checked his leg, frowning. Can you walk? Storm's fading, I'm not waiting once it's clear. Hounds'll come when they spot our tracks. Ryder nodded slightly, testing his leg, painful, but manageable. I can walk, he said. But you're right, hounds'll hunt us. Rig's low on fuel, we need black sap, or something else. He peered through the gap, storm waning, but sand still swirled thick, obscuring sight. If we find sap nearby, we've got a shot. Lena stood, leaning against the wall, gazing into the storm. Trees 100 meters off, I saw pre-storm. Risky, though, muties or hounds could be in the dust. She glanced at him. Wanna try? Gotta try, Ryder said, rising, using the spear for balance. No fuel, we die here, storm or not. He checked their bag, water sparse, sap good for a few generator hours. You lead, I follow. Trouble hits, we bolt to the rig. Lena nodded, rod raised. Fast, storm hides us, but not long. They stepped out, wind slapping their faces, fine nuclear sand clogging his nose, making him cough. They trudged through the desert, past low dunes, to a grove of twisted trees, gnarled branches, glossy black leaves. Lena sliced a trunk, black sap oozing, bubbling. Quick, she hissed, wrapping it in cloth. Ryder assisted, cutting more chunks, stuffing the bag. But as they turned back, a sound pierced the wind, not a muty roar, but a deep engine hum, closer than he liked. "Hounds," Lena growled, yanking him behind a tree. Through the sand haze, a rig bigger than theirs emerged, 3 hounds, guns and spears ready, scanning like predators. "They're after us," Ryder whispered, pulse racing. Rig tracks in the storm, they followed. He jotted, "Hounds hunting post-storm, big rig. High threat." Lena nodded, eyes narrowing. "They haven't seen us, yet. But if they reach our rig, we're done." She pointed to their ride, 100 meters off. "I'll distract, you get to the rig, start it." Ryder looked at her, worried. "Your weapon's weak, if they shoot." "I'm fast," she cut in, voice cold. "You run, I'll throw burning sap." "Go." She grabbed a sap chunk, sparked it, flames flared, thick black smoke billowing. She hurled it, landing near the hound's rig, smoke swirling in the storm wind. "Someone's there," one shouted, leaping off, gun raised. The others followed, charging into the smoke. Ryder ran, leg throbbing but pushing through, reaching the rig. He jumped in, starting it, engine roared weakly, but caught. Lena appeared, diving beside him, panting. "Drive," she barked. He floored it, the rig lurching through sand, leaving smoke and hounds behind. Gunfire cracked, bullets whizzing, but the storm shielded them. They drove far, stopping behind a large dune as the storm faded, gray sky clearing, sand settling. "We're clear," Ryder said, meeting her gaze. "Thanks, again." Lena slumped in the seat, sweat streaking. "You drove, not bad." She handed the sap bag. "Fill it, we keep going." Ryder poured sap into the tank, engine steadying. He plugged the Seraphim device into a cable, screen flaring, map sharper, and now, a small line appeared under the northern alien symbols, but one English word stood out, archive. "Archive," he whispered, eyes lighting up. "A Seraphim data vault, I'm sure." Lena leaned over, eyeing the screen. "Data for what?" "No idea," he said, scribbling, map, archive north. "Seraphim vault? But if it's real, I could find MH370, or why I'm here." He looked at her. "We're closer." Lena nodded, her gaze mixing exhaustion and resolve. "Keep the rig running, we'll get there." They sat in the trembling rig, desert wind whistling, the northward trek pressing on, hope and peril entwined.